Okay, everybody, here we go. It is me, Gregory Mannarino, Wednesday, November 30th, 2022. Before I even get started on my lovely pre-market report, I want to bring something to your attention that you probably are not going to believe, but it's true. And you can look this up for yourself. In fact, I encourage you to do that. We have discussed right here on this blog since day one, over a decade ago, how the mechanism demands that cash continue to be pulled from the future into the now in greater and greater amounts just to keep the current system afloat. And this mechanism would ensure that you would see things and hear things that you couldn't possibly believe, make up, or fantasize about in order to keep the debt-based economic model going. The government we have today in the United States, in fact, going back as far as you want to go, they're all puppets, okay, and slaves to the central bank. They essentially work for the central banks to create reasons, again, to pull cash into the now at the expense of everybody else. So here's the most recent escapade. So the Biden administration is planning on spending, are you ready for this? Tens of billions of dollars. I didn't vote for this, and I'm sure you didn't either. Are you ready? The Biden administration wants to spend tens of billions of dollars to boost purchases of Native American goods and revitalize tribal languages. Now explain this to me, because maybe I am a little behind the curve on this. How is spending tens of billions of dollars to boost purchases of Native American products and revitalize tribal languages going to help the economy, the people of the United States, or anybody else for that matter? This is just, again, another mechanism that they can just conjure up out of thin air to pull cash into the now to continue to inflate the debt. Period. That's all this is. It's another mechanism to do that. Wow. When I find out about this and I was reading about it, I can't say that I was surprised or shocked, but it's, just this kind of thing here is the norm. Expanding wars, warp speed vaccines, whatever they have to do, the puppet presidents colluding with the real government, which is central banks, to continue to inflate. And you know that. It's not going to stop. Now, with that, I want to bring your attention to a chart here, actually. You all understand, and we have covered this at length here. The global money supply continues to balloon, and it's going to balloon faster moving forward. Meanwhile, the money velocity, or the rate at which cash is moving through the economy, continues to crater as the economy continues to slow down. We got some economic news on that I want to speak about. So these charts I'm going to show you are right off of the Federal Reserve's own website. I want you to have a look at this. Do you notice anything interesting about this? Maybe something that grabs your attention here? This is the trend for the money velocity. Continues to drop. We are very close to historic lows right now. The money supply continues to balloon. So even though the rate at which cash is moving through the economy continues to free fall, the money supply continues to be expanded on. Does this surprise you at all? It shouldn't, because I've explained to you since time immemorial that central banks' goal is to continue to inflate. And this divergence is why we're seeing inflation skyrocket. Again, the rate at which cash is moving through the economy continues to fall. Meanwhile, the Federal Reserve continues to inflate. You think this is going to stop anytime soon? No, it won't stop. It's going to be expanded on. How? By things like this. The Biden administration plans to spend tens of billions of dollars to boost purchases of Native American goods. I love Native American people, believe me, they're fantastic. And revitalize their tribal languages. But tens of billions of dollars, you think it's worth the cost here? Is this really going to save our economy? Or is it just a mechanism here to continue to inflate? Can I please get a duh? Thank you very much. Anyway, On the economic front, before we go look over at the market, so we found this out here. U.S. private payrolls missed the mark. Imagine my surprise, sir. So jobs being created in the private sector, well, they're not looking too good, and job growth is slowing. Corporate layoffs are also accelerating. Imagine my shock. Imagine your shock. You and I, again, discuss this right here on this blog. It's not going to stop. We got another warning today. Another warning. I mean, they just don't stop. Citigroup, how the economy moving forward is going to continue to deteriorate. The Congressional Budget Committee yesterday, same words. The economy is going to continue to deteriorate moving forward. But, oh, we're doing fantastic. You know that because Bidenstein is telling you it's true. So it must be. Anyway, this is a headline. Please pay attention to this, and I want you to look it up for yourself. Market Watch right now. Banks are short more than $1 trillion in capital, and this is going to get worse. What have we discussed yet again here? Before anybody else, believe me, you know this is true. Banks. Again, I don't want to say banks are in trouble here, even though they are short $1 trillion, according to Market Watch right here. No savings, no loans, no deals. So the banking sector here is, well, under a lot of pressure, but you know who's going to pay for it? You are. Another public bailout of the financial system, much bigger than the last one, the TARP program, Troubled Asset Relief Program. That's going to be on your back. I want you to understand, despite the fact that you're more than likely right now having a difficult time keeping up. If you're a member of the middle class, what have I told you? You have a target tattooed on your face. No matter how hard you try to wash that off, you can't. When you have mechanisms here of pulling billions and billions and tens of billions of dollars into the now in order to keep inflating, ex-President Biden about this, the mummy man himself. You want to see what he looks like? Mummy man! This is, really tens of billions of dollars to boost tribal languages and boost tribal purchases of assets. Oh, that's really going to help the economy. No, it's going to bury us in more debt. Inflation is going to continue to rise. You want more proof of that? You think that's going to stop? You think this is going to stop anytime soon? How about no? But anyway, that's just the way it's going to go. So the banks here, again, look, they all operate off of a fractional reserve system. The system itself is insolvent. And the mechanism here is to suck you dry. So what better way here to continue to put more pressure on the middle class other than to have them to force another bailout on them as the banks are insolvent, is short by over $1 trillion according to Market Watch. No surprise to anybody. Remember these three things: no savings, no loans, no deals. That's what's going on here with the banks. And you know who's going to be responsible for it? You are. You. I want you to realize that. That's what's going to happen. And the public outcry, people are going to bitch about it, but nothing's going to happen. They're going to, of course, submit, like they always do, to the ruling powers that be. And the government is not who you think it is. It's the central banks. Period. The freaking end here. So anyway, you can be assured that another public bailout of the banks is a guarantee. Now let's look over at the market this morning. Stock futures relatively flat, nothing major going on here. 10-year yield slightly higher, dollar relative strength slightly weaker. All right, crude oil up higher by over 3%. I don't want to say the setup is great for the market, but it's not terrible. Let's see where this goes. Look, this market has had quite a run up as of late. Does the market actually need to give some back? Absolutely. Are things going to get worse from an economic standpoint? I mean, the news is everywhere. It just doesn't stop. The bad economic news, round after round after round, just doesn't stop. So in order to keep the system going, They're going to need to find more reasons to inflate. For example, tens of billions of dollars to revitalize tribal languages. I mean, could you imagine this? Really, in your wildest dreams, I told you, you can't make this stuff up if you try to. Did you vote for that? Do you think it's important right now to spend billions of dollars to revitalize Native American tribal languages? Do you think that people are going to start speaking tribal languages and that's the new mode of communication? Do you really think we need to spend tens of billions of dollars on that? I don't think so. But according to Biden, we that's what we have to do because it's just the right thing to do, of course. But he won't tell you that what the real thing is behind this is he and every other president is a slave to the central banks, and they will work with the central banks to continue to inflate. It will not stop. And what's the cost going to be? Higher inflation, purchasing power of the dollar getting sucked out. I'm telling you, people, dump the dollar, buy commodities. Dump the dollar, buy commodities. Dump the dollar, buy commodities. You understand? I can't say this another way here. The global debt bubble is going to expand faster moving forward by mechanisms of anything you can dream about, think about, fantasize about, things you can't possibly even make up, like revitalizing tribal languages. But that's just me. I know I'm going to probably piss off some people here because they think it's great. Let's spend tens of billions of dollars to revitalize tribal languages and buy native goods, which are all made in freaking China anyway. In case you don't know, you go to one of these stores out here, that look like they're selling Native American goods. Turn it upside down. How about it's made in China? Okay. I recently, less than a year ago, was in one of these Native American stores, and I just happened to bring that to the attention of the manager. I said, "Oh, this is Native American, huh? How come it says made in China on the bottom?" And they were dumbfounded. "Oh, I forgot to take the label off. I forgot." It's bullshit, man. It's all bullshit. It's gonna. Oh, sure. But let's definitely boost purchases of Native American products that are made in China. Oh, that's really gonna help the United States, isn't it? Imagine my shock here. Imagine your shock. Can't make this stuff up. It's impossible. Look, that's where we stand right now. I want to hear from you. Please comment. And let me know what you think about all this. As usual, we will reconvene right here later on today. And it's going to be just lovely and fantastic. And, well, that's all. I'll see you later.